Hi guys, welcome to my next Let's Play. It's been a long time since I've actually done a PS1 or PS2 game. I suppose if you count Jack X, um, then it's not been that long. But in terms of commentated PS1, PS2 Let's Plays, this has been a long time. In this Let's Play, I'm going to be doing the game Rayman for the PS1. I chose the PS1 version mainly because that's the version I started with. Like it was the first one that I got. Um, in terms of out of all the Rayman games, it's kind of like I've got the PS1 games first. And overall, having seen all the other versions of Rayman, and like the PC, the Atari, and the other ones, personally, I think the PS1 version is the better out of all of them. So yeah, hopefully it'll go okay. I know it gets quite tough near the end, and so I will probably die and swear a lot by the end of this. But of course, with this game, there's not like an optional you don't have to complete 100%. You have to complete 100% to get to the final boss. So obviously this will be a full 100% Let's Play, mainly just because of that. So let's get started. I actually started recording this and then died within a very short amount of time. I lost a life and that was not really a very good way to start. So that recording you won't see. I've just deleted it. So let's get back into Let's Playing proper. Well, PS1 games, the old classics. It does have CD playback, but I'm not going to play back any of the tracks because I don't want to. Let's get into Rayman then. I do have the PS1 remaster, not the PS1 remaster, the PS1 version on my PS3. So obviously the quality doesn't turn out that great, which I doubt it, because it's always normally pretty good with my dazzle. I'll just switch over to that version, but I severely doubt that's going to happen. It has been quite a while since I last did a PS1 or PS2 game. It just feels like this is a lost start of playing PS1 games. And it's actually the first time I had to use Pinnacle Studio in a long time as well. Well, not really, because I did it for Jack X, but it feels like it's been a long time doing this, especially with Free Sound Recorder. I haven't used it in a while. Now, obviously, since I'm an English person, I'm going to be playing with English text, not French and not German. Let's get into it then. Not sure about sound levels, it should be okay though. You'll probably see my other save in a sec. About a minute. So it is a Ubisoft game. I think this is one of the early Ubisoft games that they made. When Rayman's always got a big cult following as it stands, just because it's such a good game.
Hi, folks. You want to know what's going on? Let me tell you the story of Rayman. In Rayman's world, nature and people live together.
Well, of course it has
in
to live in peace, because if there's no peace, we're screwed.
The Great Protoon provides and maintains the harmony and balance in the world. Sorry, folks, this apparently can't last.
Oh, that's a shame.
One fateful day, the evil Mr. Dark steals the Great Protoon and defeats Batilla the Fairy as she tries to protect it. The Electoons who used to gravitate all around it lose their natural stability and scatter all over the world.
So we're screwed essentially.
Troublesome, isn't it? And untidy too.
Pretty much.
In this now unbalanced world, strange phenomena begin to occur. Freaks and hostile characters appear, capturing every Electoon they can find.
No, that's not good. The allies are being captured by the enemies, but that kind of says a lot about everything, doesn't it?
Now. Don't you think? Rayman to the rescue!
And all he does is stick his hand up and say, okay, fine. I don't care, I'll just slumber. Not really.
And bring back the Great Protoon from its mysterious kidnapper. But will the bad guys let him do
Well,
it?
they'll try and stop me, but I'll get the better of them, I can tell you. So let's get into it then. I'm obviously going to be playing with the memory card. I had to wipe the memory card for a few saves to have enough space to do this. Yeah, there's my save. I'll just erase that one. No, it didn't work. Fail. Ah, no, it did work. So let's go here, and we'll just go with the obvious. LP space. Let's go into Rayman's world. The very first Rayman's world, that is. I'm not too sure if I'll get Rayman Origins. I'm not too sure about it yet. I'm going to keep music and sound at the default levels. If they're too quiet or they're too loud, do let me know and I'll edit them in post. After doing the recording, I'll edit them and just make sure that they're okay. But obviously, when I'm doing the editing, I'll make sure that they're okay, essentially. I'm noticing that my voice is a little bit ahead of the recording, but it shouldn't matter. I'll edit that out. I'll make sure it gets sorted. Anyway, let's go on into Rayman's world then. The evil bad guy watches on in shock. I kind of might have fucked up my recording, but I doubt that'll be too much problem. I just paused my thingy just to make sure it was okay. So you play through, I think, about 4 or 5 worlds, and the goal is obviously to collect all the anti-toons from the cages. It shouldn't be too difficult. Early on is when it gets to about the 3rd or 4th world when it gets really hard. So let's head to the Pig and Plank Woods, the very first level, so to speak. So the goal is obviously just to progress through the levels. When you're on the first stage of a level, you've got this arrow that allows you to get back to the world map. Collecting things is very important. They're the little blue spheres, and the more things that you collect, you'll get more lives. Because when you get 100 things, you automatically get a free life. If you've seen Crash Bandicoot, for God's sake, it's the same kind of concept. These things here just give you immediate lives. And immediate 1 life, and the red P that I picked up there just basically increases your hit point chance. If you get hit 3 times without having a P, you'll lose a life, but if you take the P, you get 2 additional chances, which is good. The ultimate goal is just to progress through the levels and defeat Mr. Dark, essentially, and you do that by getting to the exclamation mark posts, essentially. So here we are in the second part. Up we go. The first few levels are actually pretty easy for me. I'll do this little challenge here on the right, but I need to get more tings. You need 10 tings to do the little puzzles with the hat dude, as some certain YouTuber would call it, the hat dude. Let's go and wake him up. Come on, wake up. Oh, it's that hat guy. Yeah, it's the guy in the magician kind of person. So give him 10 tings and you'll be able to do a little bonus level to get an extra life. And they're timed, obviously, so... And each is more harder than the other. Oh, sugar. This is not going well. And there we go, we got it. Perfect to life, straight off. I've got, I think, about 5 lives now. No, 6, sorry, because we got 2 1-ups. So we're at 6 lives, so that's perfect. So just progress on. You probably heard a little noise there, that is an enemy appearing. There's quite a lot of triggers like that. You'll have to come back to levels to get the remaining cages. There's one I think up there somewhere. But there are cages throughout the level which you need certain powers to get, like that one there. You need the hang ability to get up there. So let's continue. Oh, a nice spawn just in between them. These things here are actually checkpoints, so if you take a picture you'll basically save your state at that point. So if you die you'll just come back to that checkpoint. They're usually placed in areas it is a high chance you'll get killed. This plum here you can't do anything with because you don't have the fist ability, which we're just about to get in a sec, in the next little bit. There are little bits in the levels where you get bonus powers, essentially. So let's see. Hello to Batilla the Fairy. who just speaks in a weird language. Hello Rayman, I'm Battilla the Fairy. Well, duh. And I'm going to help you in your quest. Well, good for you. I can give you a new power. And the powers obviously increase in magnitude throughout the quest. So we get the fist ability. Your fist is pretty weak. You can charge it to hold it further. But there are special kind of boosts in the game that increase the strength and the distance that you can get with it. So I'll show you. So here's the first cage. Smash open. There's 6 cages per level. Depending on the level, you might find them all very early on. Or you might find them scattered throughout the level. It depends on the level. So this golden fist here basically increases the power. So when I shoot, it's a lot stronger, basically. I'm going this way just to reset the plum, essentially. Oh shit. That failed, we'll just shoot him. There's another one you just saw there, probably. That will increase the speed of it, basically. You can't get more than... Oh, sugar, hit it back. There we go, so if I hit it on top of him, he will... Oh, sugar. Right, so here, if you hit plums on top of enemies, they become platforms, so you can reach things like that. So then it gets more stronger. And obviously the more you collect, the more strength it gets. Oh god, that was close. Oh, I got that enemy in one hit. Let's get that cage. There's 3 cages in this last bit, and we'll have to go back for the other ones when we get the hang ability. Because we don't have it yet, we need to progress on. You get powers by progressing and defeating bosses. Each zone has like a boss that you have to defeat, essentially. And so those sweepers obviously will kill you. I'll just shoot it this way because there's a life. It is possible to use cheat codes to get more lives, but obviously I'm not going to do that because that's just immoral. Some enemies won't be affected by the punch thing, so don't worry too much. It's only like the tall enemies that will get affected, like those ones there. They'll be affected by the platform stuff. There are some tricky puzzles, I have to say. Whoa, that was close. Whoa. I believe there's one more cage. So we'll just go and get it. If you fall in the water, it's an instant death, essentially. Oh no, it's another hat dude person. Oh, there's the other cage, sorry. Let's do this little puzzle for 10 tings, essentially. This is a bit of a tricky one, I have to say. You get more time on certain ones, but others you'll get quite less time. If you have the dash ability, which you don't get until quite near the end, this would probably be pretty easy. But we're not got the dash ability, so we just got to make do. Some of these jumps are pretty difficult, but they're just within range. One thing that Rayman has done notoriety for is that because the game isn't playtested or checked over by the developers, some areas can become incredibly difficult. Yeah, so some later levels do become pretty hard. So obviously, yeah, you'll want your wits about you when you get nearer the end of the game. And I can walk along with that. Let's see. There's a life up here, I know it. That's going to trigger. That guy's a little annoying because he kind of dives his hand in front and grabs you, which causes you to get a hit point. Whoa. Right, take him out, he'll stop shooting. He's basically an enemy. And I think we're at the end of this first level. At least I hope we are. Let's get out of Pigplant Woods and go on to the next level then.